As I'm sure you know by now, overnight, the Russian military launched a massive attack employing 90 missiles and 600 drones, striking about 40 different locations across the 10 districts of Ukraine's capital. This massive strike was in retaliation for Ukraine's terror strike on Russia's Starobesk College, which killed about 21 students, teenage students, and injured 69 others. The Russian strikes only targeted military installations, and among targets hit were command points of the main command of the ground forces and the GUR. The GUR is the main intelligence directorate of the Ukrainians, facilities of military industrial complex, and other command points of the armed forces of Ukraine. No civilian infrastructure or facilities were targeted. At least 2 Oreshnik intermediate-range ballistic missiles were used during the attack, according to the Russian Ministry of Defense, who released this statement to explain why they did what they did. In response to terrorist attacks launched by Ukraine against civilian objects in Russia, the armed forces of the Russian Federation carried out a massive strike with Oreshnik ballistic missiles, Iskander air-launched ballistic missiles, Kinshal hypersonic air-launched ballistic missiles, and Zircon cruise missiles, air, sea, and ground-based cruise missiles, as well as attack on manned area vehicles against military command and control facilities, air bases, and enterprises of the Ukrainian defense industry. The targets were defeated and all the assigned facilities were neutralized. The Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has also spoken up about the strikes, releasing this statement. The Russians struck Kiev and other Ukrainian cities and communities. The largest number of missiles was directed at the capital, at ordinary residential buildings, at schools, and they burned down a food market, one of Kiev's oldest markets. The Russian strikes effectively destroyed the Chernobyl Museum, damaging the National Art Museum and the building housing the office of Germany's ARD. As of now, 69 people have been reported injured in the capital. Tragically, 2 people were killed in the senseless Russian attack. Well, maybe senseless was the Ukrainian terror attack on a college dormitory where kids were sleeping just a day ago, but maybe he's forgotten. Anyway, he wasn't the only one who spoke up. Also, the Europeans who maintained radio silence, like I told you in my video covering that terror attack on the Russian college. They maintained complete radio silence of it. None of them could say anything. Right now, they are speaking up. I told you they would once Russia retaliated, and it's happening. Here is the European Commission President, Ursula von der Leyen, piping up. Russia's massive attack on Ukraine last night shows the Kremlin's brutality and disregard for both human life and peace negotiations. Terror against civilians is not strength, it's despair, she said. So she called it terror against civilians. Well, all you need to know about who commits terror against civilians is that Russia launched over 90 missiles and 600 drones across a vast area comprising Kiev and all its surroundings. And the death toll of civilians is less than 5, according to all reports. While Ukraine launched 3 drones at a college dormitory and killed 21 students, teenage students, and injured 69 others. I think you compare and you decide who is a terrorist. Anyway, this is what we know so far about Russia's retaliatory strikes, which has set Kiev and its surroundings on fire. I'm sure more details about the damage done will be coming out, and you keep it here and I'll report them as soon as I get them. Thanks for watching, and please like, share, and follow.